Hey everybody, give me 2 minutes to get some coffee and then we'll start. Good. Hold on a second here. All right, guys, bear with me. Done. And then I'm good to go. 1 second. Trying to listen to parts of the Walmart call. It's just not going to happen. Like we would do it. I'm able to do them both. And I don't think I can have it on in the background because I don't think I can. I think that's the most interesting thing about What is today, 15th? I think it's the most interesting thing about what we think. I know it's not all good. What's happening with retail. We always think we know what's going on, and then something always tells us differently, right? Always differently. And boom. We're not on. Yay, we're buying. Yay! Where's it going to go? That's exhausting. Hold on. Let's I think this. Hold on. Oh boy, it's like a party. Hold on. Oh boy. Nope. We're working technology again. There he goes. Playing with buttons. Hold on. And then this. This is good stuff. Huh? Who's got a like? I do. That's good. Kind of see that. All right, that's what we got. Positions in all these retail names. I'm just watching them off the open. And let me get here. All right. Give me 1 second. Music's still playing. Thank you. Ooh, boy. That's like the old days. Turn off the music. Look at Lisa yelling at me again. Jesus, so aggressive. She used to be one of my top favorites too. So mean lately. All right, music's off. Let's go. Let's get to it. We have a lot to go over. I think the most fascinating thing for me is this. Let's just do it. So we're all saying the consumer's bad. We're going into recession. Buffett's like, not so fast. New position, Alta. Hundreds of millions of dollars in Alta, which is kind of interesting. So, and then we'll go from there. I can't read your stuff right now. I'll start laughing. So then Alta, I think it looks pretty interesting here. I had a position overnight. I blew it out this morning. It just didn't really work. I mean, like a buck or two. But think about it. Like Buffett's buying that, right? Ackman's buying this. They're all buying it because the consumer's bid. Walmart's coming out and saying, by the way, we're killing it. And I was listening to an analyst this morning on this. It was kind of interesting because what the analyst was saying was not only did they beat, but their margins are so good, it's clear that they're sandbagging. So they're expecting them to do much more than that, which is good. So, we'll see how this goes, but I think it's really good. So, we'll see how this plays out, but probably put some of this. I got a bunch of this stuff on. I will say this, out of all the systems that I use pre-market, like trading, the easiest one for me is just got to be Interactive Brokers. There's another one too, but as far as people like without having an account like at a big brokerage firm, like this works really well. Like I can get in and out of stuff super fast there. But anyway, so Walmart's up. But I thought this was interesting because we're going into retail sales, right? And these guys are just like, whatever. And they're all pushing. So the thing this is where I would go. And this is where I think I could add the most value to you guys. As these things rally, right, and they crush and institutions are buying, or retail sales, let's say retail sales are bad today. They're not going to stop buying these names, right? So something's going on there. For example, you have Starbucks, new CEO, right? Like the Burrito King's coming in, right? He's going to fix Walmart. I have a position in this. I think it does really well, by the way. So you have that, right? Then you have VSCO, and now they're like, oh, we're going to get a new one here. We're getting a new CEO. So I get this. Like I look at XLY all the time, and I look at XLY, and I'll compare XLY to the SPY, right? And I'll also do it this. I'll go wants versus needs, XLP, right? And this has just been a bloodbath. So here, if you take a look at it on a weekly, and then we'll get rid of this, drop this down. We'll get rid of all these indicators. I think this is important. We'll get to the numbers in a moment. But I think this is really important for people to get. As you're coming across here, like this, they haven't been really knocking the cover off the ball. Matter of fact, I mean, if you really look at this multi-year level right here, you have left, head, right, where needs are outperforming wants. That's not normal. You normally don't see that, right? And then if you go out even further, and you got rid of this, you have this huge, from back here, multi-year head and shoulders, left, head, right, and your necklines don't have to be straight. They can be crooked, but wait, there's more. And so when you see this stuff, you're like, okay, well, that's not ideal. You know, you can kind of see that, but you can even say from here over, there's that neckline. So it's not great, right? But it seems to me that this area in here is where they're buying that. And if you overlay consumer discretionary buy, and you look at that, like in regards to the S&P, this is disgusting. Now, the question is, does it hold this level, right? Because you're at multi-decade levels of support. Like if you don't hold here, then consumer discretionary versus, you know, the SPY is in a lot of trouble. And you're seeing some people step up. So maybe that's what's going to happen here. Maybe that's going to continue. It's certainly worth paying attention to. So I think that that's important for us to get through as well. Other stuff that I think's out there that I think we should really focus on. Hold on one second. Let me just make sure that I have this done right, and then copy this link and drop that in here. Get that done. Yay. Other things I think we should focus on are this. Like if you take a look at NQ for a moment, and I'll clean all my nonsense off and we'll start over. If I use a 4-hour chart and you just look at this, all right, so we're down and then we bounce, right? It has not mattered really what's transpired. Monday, Tuesday, all right, CPI's weak, we grind higher. Or PPI's weak, we grind higher. CPI is in line, we grind higher. Retail sales, like nothing that's come out has mattered. But I do think that this is pertinent. So if you just look at this and you go, okay, well, come on, work with me, not against me, right? And you look at that level, like right there, and you're like, okay, well, we broke out. Aha, not so fast. So then you take the anchored VWAP to there, and you're sitting right there. You've been unable to break peak anchored VWAP up here, right? And then if you take a look at just the 50% line, you can't break it for whatever reason. I got water in the ear. You can't break it. And so you're still fighting this area. I know it's not a fib, but it tells you who's in control, buyers or sellers. So are we going to grind through that? Remember, it's a 4-hour chart. And then you go to the hourly, and this is where it gets super interesting because boom, rejection. So now you have this bearish engulfing sitting right at the top of that level. You're waiting for the undercut, not so fast. Then you get to the top of it and not so fast. Then you look like you're going to break down. I'll say it with me, not so fast. So what are we really doing? It's a good question. And I think you're just working off supply. I think you're working off supply from that area. I think that's all you're doing. And then the next test will be up here. But you got to get through 9-2. But I think that's all you're doing when I look at these trades and how they're acting. They're just grinding higher. That's all they're really doing. So I think that's very important. But that's all that I see happening here. I don't see much more. So let's see how it plays out. We'll go from there. If you look at this from even the standpoint, if I got rid of all this and here, where is it? Hold on, there's more. Let's do it this way. From that peak, look where your point of control is. Remember, point of control is different than VWAP. So, and look where that point of control is. And that's where the majority of people own. So when you flip that, you got like a little hole in here. So you can rock and roll, right? If you can get through it. Now watch this with the ES. But wait, there's more. Forget what I was doing there. Trying to explain to somebody what they were doing wrong, probably. Hold on a second. Sit. Go to 4. Right? Sit. So, okay. So we got that going for us, which isn't great. But you drop that down here, you're above the anchored VWAP here. So if we were going to run, which one's going to move? Right? The ES, you're already above. Tried, Matumboed, right? Japan, boo. And then you go here, and now you're sitting right at that level. All right. If we take and look at the fib levels, again, from the peak, all I'm taking is the peak, right? We all know what happened. We know what that bar is. That's negative CPI. And then you just drop it here. Well, who's in charge now? Buyers or sellers? Well, buyers. All right. So ES is stronger, which makes sense because you have more defensive sectors than the NQ, right? So we're above there and we're above that 50% level. And I think that's important. And then I think this is also important that if I go to this and just go from that peak, which is, I think it's right there actually, boop, you're running into a ton of nonsense right here. And that is trying to flip your point of control, but you have a ton of nonsense in here. So I actually think that if we get going and NQ lifts, that the NQ has more room to run, frankly. I think that that could run faster, but I think that this is really important. I'll have tons of time for questions today because we started somewhat early. So go from there. And I think I have the videos out. The observations is out. I'll drop that down to here, put that education room down there. And we should be good. And that's it. Let me just go through this and see what else we have going on. That's all. The Alta. You have Buffett buying a stake in this. I think it's kind of interesting because we're all out there saying retail sucks. And they're all like, whatever. Well, you're already cracked. So you might want to watch that. And this call, Walmart's going pretty well. That's good. And that's it, the questions. I have time for questions today. 8-day UTL, SPY Q if possible. Yep, I saw it. I went over it. XP. Yeah. XP or XPO? XP. It's not something I'd go near. You tried to clear and just got completely Matumboed right there. No, no, no. Good numbers, but complete rejection from that control bar. VSCO, I just didn't get the same reaction. I've got uncertainty in an area right up in here. So I have all this that's been rejected before. Why do I need to be the adventurer? You know, like why do I have to be the first guy in there? I like it. I like Wexler a lot. He's brilliant, but I don't know. I don't know. They got to get back to what their brand was, you know, get back on point. Whether or not they're going to or not, I don't know. Who knows? I kind of like that. Yeah, I kind of like that. Somebody obviously knew because they were just accumulating it way before, right? So somebody knew that this was going to be a decent quarter. I would see if you consolidate up in here and then maybe you get a shot at it. I like charts like this because if they can stay up here and work it off, it gives you a really good entry into that. And that's a lot of volume. Yep, so this goes. You got retail sales coming out 8:30, and we'll go from there. Probably start seeing some of this stuff drop, and they'll probably start cleaning house on it beforehand, which is probably what I should do with it too. Just clean some of it out. Well, we got three minutes. Yeah, let's not play games. I can always just buy it back. I'm not really sure I want to own a lot of this stuff going into that number. I'm probably not the only person that's going to think that way too. So let's probably get out before everybody else starts to realize it. Give me a second, guys. Then we'll come back to them all. Ooh, you didn't like that bid. How about this bid? Let's try that. Split the difference. 50-50. Nope. All right, let's see what you have out there. 1 second, guys. Oh, that's ridiculous. Yeah, I just want to clean out a bunch of that stuff before the number because I don't want to play with it. And then it's a bad number and it drops on retail sales. We'll get to it when it comes out. But I don't want to own these things and then get the knee jerk down, right? I'd rather just be in them, get the knee jerk, respond to the knee jerk, and buy more. And then be victorious again instead of just taking the risk. Because who knows what that number is going to be? It might be weak. I don't think it's going to matter though once it's out. I like the QFIN a lot. ASTS, I have a position in this. Mill told me it was going to work. We'll see. I don't know, Lisa. You got like there's nothing good about this conference call except the fact that they're like, we're not going to do a secondary. Space phones forever. You're supposed to earn $7.5 million. You earn 900. You lost twice as much as you were supposed to lose. I don't know. I don't know why I would be excited about this quarter. Yet the stock is up. So technically speaking, 45 seconds, and then the number will come out, and we'll go over those numbers. You just have to look at the chart and see what you get. Last night you were down to 18 for some reason, and then you bounced back, and this morning you're up to 22. So you got to see how we open, and then we'll go from there. That's really what it's boiling down to, and that that's it. That's really where we're at. And we'll go from there and see how that all plays out. Mm-hmm. So, but let's keep going. Yeah, please like the video. Let's get into it here. Let's get into the numbers now that they're out, and we'll go from there. All right. So retail sales month over month crushed. Way better than expected. Market's going to pop on that. Market's going to pop on those numbers. More people have jobs. Retail sales crushed. Retail sales, good. Bullish. Who can type? I can. Stock should rally on that, guys. And that's going to make me sad that I got out of Walmart now. Boo. But all my other stuff's up. Yay. Stock should rally on that. You should rally pretty decently on those numbers. They're good numbers. I have all this stuff on. Give me a second, guys. I got to see what I'm doing here. Okay. Yeah, a second. Let me throw this over here. Give me 1 minute. I don't think it's going to play with me. Bear with me, guys. I got to get rid of this. I'll get to that in a minute. And let me just fix this chart for you guys, and then we'll go from there. I think this is what I have to do to it. Yep, that's it. And then, yep, that's what I'm looking for. Perfect. Let me just see what's going on here with some of these trades so I can just figure it out. Yep. Nothing to do there. Nothing to do there. Nothing to do there. Nope. Nothing to do. But I think they're going to rally us fairly decently here on those numbers, but we'll see. They just have people sell right into that, which is kind of interesting. I don't know why you would be getting out. Maybe you're just they're just locking it in. You know, I don't know. I don't know that I'd be getting out of that. Hold on one second here. Too many things going on. Let's lock that taskbar in there. And we'll put that back. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think that's pretty good. I think it's a good number. So the idea of the numbers overall are really good. We'll go through them in a second here. We'll go through all of it. I'll flip screens. Empire State Manufacturing was better than expected. Philly Fed was down. X Autos was up. Like everything fired. So what I'll do is I'll throw this over here for a minute. And let me see if I can find a spot to put this on one of the other monitors. And then we'll just throw... I guess I can throw you up there, and then we'll put that here for a minute. And then I'll flip to this, and give me 1 second to just check one more thing. Perfect. Good, good. Yeah, I don't know that there's anything I need to do here. I don't know. I don't think there's much to do here. I think that you're fine here with these numbers. It looks like you rallied and then you sold right down. I'm just trying to see if there's anything I need to do with some of these trades I have on. I have a lot overnight, more than normal. Because it just seemed like we were just going to grind, right? Which is really what you're doing. Alta caught, Target caught, Walmart caught. They were all just waiting for the number. Semis caught. They were just waiting for these numbers. So they're all catching. So let's just see how it goes. And you can watch Apple too. They'll benefit greatly from that. But take a look at these numbers and what happened here. So they're all catching, right? Like they're all like, they were just waiting for it. Walmart, Target, right? I mean, they were all just waiting for it. As soon as that hit, boom, that was it. It was on like Donkey Kong. And then now you're getting a bid on Apple. So I think that's good too. That's good, good. The video get a bid. I ran right to that level. Okay. All right, good. Let's get to this. And boom, 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 boom. Gotta go and find out where I put you guys now. Hold on. All right. So you're not here or there or there. Too many monitors. Good numbers, though. Really good numbers. There we are. Found you. Yay. Let's go here and go to stop screen. Oh, boy. Too much me. And I'll use this screen for a second. We're going to go to this data. See, now it does made it weird. It shouldn't make it that weird. Let's go down here and see if that makes it better. I guess that's fine. All right. Let's go through the numbers. So we all know that what we're looking at here, because I think it's important to go through these so that you guys get it. So here's retail sales, right? And what you're saying is you're starting to see like this number right here. Like that's huge. Like you don't have a number like that. So you just went through this. Here, I'll show you. And you can see some of these, like you'll see some of these and you'll see stuff like that. But this is a big number. Like that's a huge outlier. And these numbers can be extreme, but that's a big number. That's a big beat, like right here. So you should rally on that. Forget exports, imports, we can get into it. The claims coming down is big too. See, what you want to do is like you're trying to thread the needle to a certain extent, right? And that's what you're doing. You're threading the needle right now. So that's good. Empire State Manufacturing, there goes Apple, just popped over a new high. So that's good. We got that going for us. I don't really count these wicks, right? But that's good. You're moving. Let me see something else. I have a big position in this. What are we doing? Yay. So now they're just going to start rotating into what's the next thing, right? The next thing is going to be this, the video, right? So they'll start rotating into the next thing. So I wonder if I should pull some off. I have nothing to do now. Just let them go. Just watch the awesomeness take place. Go from there. I'll have to look at the NQ in a second. I'll show you. I'll go back to the charts in 1 second. So let's just go through this real quick. Empire State's better than expected. Retail sales without autos is up. So it's not even the autos that are doing it. I think that's really important for us to get. So overall, these numbers, retail sales 2.7 versus previous of 2. So these numbers across the board were really, really, really good. And so we should be happy. Now, tomorrow and later, you have capacity utilization and you have home builders. So you have some like secondary stuff we could get like worried about if we really wanted to, but I don't think we need to do that. They're buying Meta as well. And then Friday, what have you, we're going to go to Michigan consumer sentiment, but let's get back to the charts and then you can see what I'm saying and then go from there. So yeah, I mean, you can sell, sure, go for it. You could definitely sell into it. I mean, if you were just doing it for the trade, sell into the rallies. I guess what you want to see is like, we should probably go back now and take a look at those levels we were talking about, right? And you're going to see that you're through them. So you're going to be through all those levels that we were just, I don't want to make notes. Please stop. Please stop with your notes. But you're going to see that you're through your level. So really what you were doing is just waiting for this data. And now you have this huge gap in this chart. So this could be really good. This could be a really big day. You have that huge gap up here. So I don't know what what's that measured move to that gap? 1.5%. You can get there. You could have a big day here. So I don't know. I wouldn't be in a big hurry to sell, but you could fill that pretty easily. Let's go take a look at the ES. Yeah. So you're over those points of control. That's an emphatic. You might want to watch the 4 hour, watch the hourly, and then kind of go from there. But you're not coming back from that anytime soon, guys. That's a big deal. Considering that was the problem with the recession, with the economy, that we were going to lose the consumer, you're not losing anything. You're certainly not losing that. Can you go away, please? You're going to bother me. Yay. And now you're there. What's this? It's still bothersome. All right. So you just mark those bars off. I mean, you might come down, you might retest some of these areas, but I don't see a sense in doing a darn thing here. Like nothing. There's really very little to do here. So I'll just keep watching how things are playing out and go from there. Very little to do. Let me go back to this and see if there's anything I need to do with any of these accounts with any of these names. No, 43 now on target. Target's a beast now. Gapping it up. So let's take a look at this. I mean, why would I do anything? Just leave it alone. Like literally nothing for me to do there. So I'll just keep leaving these on, just let them work. All right. We'll take a look at Apple while we're here. All right, good. There's very little to do here, guys. I mean, it was a really good move. I mean, that doji's telling you everything. I mean, you could just put this here so like I don't have to watch it. I don't know if I want to go for the ride on the whole thing if I break the doji, but I'll leave it there, put a mark on it. It'll go off if that hits, and then I can make a decision. It might hit. So let's go here with the sec. So Excel, go see what you got. Where would you put this? There. As well, I'd want to know if you hit there. I don't want to break these lows and then roll. I don't think you're going to, but I at least want to be notified if it happens. Let's get to it. We should probably go and look at the bond market for a second, guys. Yeah, nothing for me to do. I'll buy more bonds. What happened with BBAR? They come in? It's fine with me. Come on down. And then all to what you do. Oh, so you reversed. So what are they doing? Give me 1 second, guys. So is this going to be my sector? No, it's a different fund. Give me 1 second, and then I'll get back to questions. Let's go take a look at the watch list. Let's go to extended. Let's go see where they're putting their money. So they're buying regional banks of all the things, right? They're buying the regional banks. Say at 1.8, because now what I'm doing is looking at the extended, and then they're buying oil and biotech. Biotech's a great idea today, right? Because the rates will come down and the growth will be there, and you're back above the 55. XLK, XLE, what are they selling? They're selling the Utes, 2 Utes. What's a Ute? XLC, XLB. All right, so what they're doing, XRT should be up in here. It's minor, but I want to start looking at it closer. See, like the retail, they're just buying retail. So how about KXLY, XY, right? Is that it? Yep. Are they buying luxury brands? No. And then let's see what these are doing too. Let's go take a look at these. You might want to watch Hermes. Like, I don't know if you guys buy these names like Hermes, Louis Vuitton, because if the consumer is strong, right? Race all-time highs. Look at this weekly. It's like a monster. And let's go to it. Let's get to it. All right, cool. Let's get to the questions, and then we'll go from there. You know what we should do? We should do this while I'm thinking about it, and then we'll go from there. And then I'll take questions. I should mark all this off. Pardon my voice. Yeah, I think you're going to fill that gap in. I think it's really that simple right now. Where's the next level? I don't think there's anything there, man. Where are you going to stop? Here? Maybe. And then where? Yeah, I think you can get to here. What is that? I don't think that's that crazy. It could take time. But I think you can get there. Bum, 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 bum. And let's go to SPY and then go from there. I mean, you just have to go to the data points. You're never seeing that today, I don't think. I don't think you're going to pull back. I think it's just on like Donkey Kong, but these are all levels that you'd have to watch on a 1 minute. And then you'd have to go out to the hourly and go, well, where's the target? I mean, once you're through, but you're up there and there's an area up there as well. So then you drop that to the 1 and you realize that that's your first target, but you're just going to grind, which is probably Microsoft too, right? I think Microsoft too. The XLK names. What's XLK doing? You're underperforming. So it's all retail and regionals, right? Commercial banks, cruises, the cruise lines. That's it. That's the trade. Semis, Apple's new stupid product with the arm. Ba, 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 ba. All right, let's go take a look at this on an hourly. Yeah, you're gone. You're just going to keep pushing. See it? It's good to know where all those levels are. Yay. All right, let's get back to it. Yep, no need for me to do anything with these trades. Socks ripping, Walmart ripping, Target ripping. Like literally nothing for me to do except look at my awesomeness. Let's get to it. Remove drawings. Do we want to remove these or we want to leave this on so you can see it again? I think it's good to leave this on for a second, maybe, but maybe not. You should know that that's your target now. That's the 1 minute right there marked, right? Is that what that is? Let's just make sure we mark that. We did. We marked that. So you haven't even retested that yet. You're just getting more awesomeness. So it's not even a question. They were just waiting for the number. Even with CPI yesterday. So you have PPI that's weak. You have CPI that's in line, which means you should have high gross margins and corporate profits. And on top of that, you now have a strong consumer. That's a very different argument, man, than where we were 2 weeks ago. Like a real different argument. This data is it's like so hard to read. It's like bipolar lately. I mean, maybe here you would have to say there, right? You'd have to. That have to be an area of interest. But I really think that's it. And then I don't know you break that, but you would have to then go here and look at those levels before anything else. I think they're the most important levels. Let me drop this in the room. We'll go from there. Whoop, whoop. All right. And now keep watching. And then what's the socks doing? You were just at 37 and you stopped. I got a lot of this, so I'm just going to watch it. I could probably put it on another chart, drop it somewhere else, but I'm going to keep it on one chart so that I am watching everything. How do I get rid of this dumb thing? I don't even know how I got it. All right. Let's get to it. 675 in the room. Please like the video. Happy Thursday. Thank you, Lisa. What's up, bud? What's up, Steve? I actually was long Starbucks the majority of the day yesterday. I like Starbucks a lot here. I like red candles a lot when they're coming down like that. Like I like that a lot. Like that's a great trade. I don't have time to get into all of it. I can walk through it. There were so many great lessons yesterday. You know, I got to get it all out there. I got to figure out a way to get the lessons out there more for people so they can just start, boom, boom. Am I winning again? Hold on. Let me see something here. It says it's in my file. I can trade, but my organizational skills suck, guys. I'm not going to lie. It's really bad. Just more awesomeness. All right, let's get back to it. So here's the thing about this yesterday and how you should look at it. Red bar, smaller red bar, smaller red bar. All right, this is actually, I did a candlestick video on this. It was one of the top videos I ever did. The Ichimoku Cloud's the best, like my most popular video, but 1, 2, 3 flips. See the undercut here, that low? See it? 59, 43, 59, 43. Watch these numbers. 59, 43. Once you do that and you pop over here and you close, you need to close. You have a bullish homing pigeon. All I got to do from there is flip, and then it's on. So we were able to buy this for a swing, and then I just was telling people to blow it out up here if they want to get out. Because once you got back to the open, you got to realize those people are going to have buyer's remorse, right? And that's pretty much what they did. They had buyer's remorse. Like, what did I just buy? I bought Starbucks. Starbucks coffee sucks. It's $7. Blah blah blah. Here I am again. And they made it super easy for a day trader too. Like test, fails, test, fails, test. So like all you have to do is just you're just putting a line right there, and then it cracks, and you're like, okay, well it didn't work. So that was a real simple trade, guys. I really like walking through the video one yesterday because that's something people can just duplicate all the time. What's up, Jacob? What's going on, brother? Let's do Wix. You're going to come up with me with Allstate again. You and these insurance companies, dude. Here's the thing about insurance companies, and I don't really care to get that much into it. If the current administration, but I'm going to just say this because you look longer term. If the current administration gets in, you want to be, give me a second. Sorry. If the current administration gets in, you're going to want to be in insurance companies. If you get a new administration in, you're not going to want to be in insurance companies. So it's going to be a big difference. There's certain stocks that do well, like longer term like that. Like whenever you get a Republican president, you buy the New York Times because everybody that's a Democrat loves the New York Times, and they'll just run like crazy articles, and then people just buy the New York Times. Like you go look at every. You can go look at it. If you stick with the incumbent wins, right? The current administration, insurance companies are going to go crazy because they're just going to keep running buckshot. They can do whatever they want right now, and they're just printing money. I'm not saying that to be for any reason except that it's just fact. So I think long term, it's really interesting to look at these kinds of names. If you're a long term guy, which I know you are, which is why I brought it up. I do like those names. The Wix name's fascinating because I've been looking at GoDaddy a lot, and that space is really, there's something to it. I like the fact too that you have 2 quarters and you're in the same area. So like just all you're doing is building. Like that's literally all you're doing here is just building and building and building. Like that's all you're doing, right? Like you can see that. So I think that's really good here. I like that a lot. And I think you could do really well there. So yeah, I think you got to break out. But I think like if you're trying to build that, no, I think that these names are like, these are the names, like the forgotten names, like GoDaddy. I had this in the 80s, and then it just, I'll show you what it did. So like when I do stuff like this, like if I'm in like a trade and I did well with it, but if I break a 22, even if it's a long-term trade, I'm just like, I'm out. I could have got back in over the, when it reclaimed it, right? Because I never broke you literally never broke the 55 the whole way up, and I would have had a double. But I got on some other thing, right? But I like that space a lot, Jacob. I would also look, I know you play a lot of those other names. Don't sleep on this stuff, dude. Like, don't sleep on Argentina and how much they're going to benefit from us cutting rates and all those banks. Like, these trades are just, I hate saying the word layup, but, these things are up 50% since then. There's a reason for it. What, 43%? And like, they're just getting started. So I know that they're your kind of names. There he is. Bob, everyone's curious. They keep asking, which one are you in the photo? I don't know why they asked. It's pretty weird. K I like, but you need to come into the 77s. Netflix looks actually fairly decent. Good morning from Miami. What time is it? Where are we? 56. We're good. Man, this rocking this morning. Cisco I like a lot. I think I like Cisco just because it's such a teaching moment, but Cisco did really well. And I think it'll continue to. Did really well. And you know, you got a lot of sellers up in here, but you got a lot of overhead, but it did really well. Walmart crushed it. Like Walmart crushed. And you're seeing that respond greatly. Good morning. EPHE. What's up, Ajax? I don't know how they're going to benefit from that. You know, a lot of people were talking about this quarter, and I haven't read this quarter yet. You know, Ajax, and you might know it better. I know John knows this company really well. He talks about it all the time because he's over there. But I don't know. I mean, this seems like the play. I haven't gone through this, but this certainly is a turn from where they were, isn't it? So these kind of international or overseas kinds of companies like this, like even Melly, right? Like Latin America, obviously, but they seem to be, there's something there. So I don't know, man. This comes to mind. Let's go through EPHE, Ajax. EPHE. Yay. It's really interesting, isn't it? I don't know enough about it, dude. I don't know how they benefit. I'm not saying they don't benefit. I'm saying I don't know how they benefit. Geez, what's up? Wow. Yeah, I might want to start doing that. It's a lot. Give me a second. All right. I don't know enough about it. I would just be speculating on how the Philippines could benefit from us, you know, and what they are. You know, that's all I'm doing there. So I don't know that that's, you know, optimal. Give me a second, guys. Oh, crap. Boop. Sorry, guys. All right, cool. So let's get back to this. I don't know enough about this, dude. Like, I really don't. I'm just speculating. It's 9 already, is it? Thanks, John. Thanks, Kobe. Let's spend some time. I want to go through some of this stuff with you guys. I've been all over the place this morning. What's the other one? EIDO. EIDO. I don't know enough about it, dude. I really, really don't. I mean, clearly they think it benefits with the way it's moving, but I don't know enough about them. So I think how I would do this is this. I think like if I really wanted to do this, this is how I would do it. If I don't know anything, then I have to just go on the assumption of what I do know, right? So then I could look at them like this. I could go here and go, okay, here's EIDO, right? Here's EPHE, okay? and then we could put them on a chart, and then we could go this way with it, and then we could throw the SPY up, right? And then we could throw EWJ in, right? Because that was the event, right? And then we could throw in Argentina as well. All right. And then we could look at them. And then what we could do is go to the date in which everything fell apart. And we'll go back to a 15-minute or 5. But this is how I would do it. And then you could kind of see where you're at, right? So there's the event, right? We can all see the event on Monday. All right. So you just drop a demarcation line and then go to the event. All right. And then there's the event, right? And then go to the event. Okay. So Argentina is outperforming all of them since that event. Like nothing's even close, right? But what's interesting about your point, like this is where you'd find like something that, I mean, I think it's interesting. What you'd find out about your point is that we're playing the SPY, right? All of us are playing the SPY, and every single one of these is up significantly greater than the S&P. I mean, Argentina is on fire. Like Argentina is on steroids compared to us right now, and that's because of their sovereign debt and how it's going to be affected by rates coming down. Picture it like you have a 12% coupon or whatever the heck it is. And I don't know what's going on here. I don't know enough about it, but I know this, and I don't know how big these economies are. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely something to it, man. They definitely benefit from it, Ajax, and they definitely benefit more than I thought, right? And they definitely benefit, more. So I think this is how I would look at it and kind of go from there. I would throw it into a relative basis and I would chart it that way. So it's kind of a cool chart. Let's take a snapshot of that, drop it in the room so that we can talk about it later. But I do think that, and I don't think it's over. I don't think people truly understand what's going on in Argentina. I've been trying to talk about it for days now, and I don't know, maybe it's falling on deaf ears. Maybe I should do more about it this week and explain it. Maybe I'll do it in the Saturday video, like actually explain what's going on. I'll get rid of these levels and we'll go from there. We'll drop this down. I'm going to stay a little longer, guys, just because we're all over the place this morning. I'm all over the place this morning, I should say. What are you doing? There you go. All right, cool. Let's go. Let's go over that, Ajax. Let's talk about that in the room. I see a couple things. Net. Yep. What's up, Mac? Cool name. I mean, I don't see any reason to do anything. You can look at that and put in the moving averages and take a look at it. I mean, maybe, but no one loves it. Like, why do I care about it if no one else does? You know what I mean? Yeah, their guidance was good, Bam. But what was more important about their guidance, let's get more of that awesomeness in there. What was good about their guidance was their margins were up. So when people went through the numbers, they pulled it apart and they said, I was listening to an analyst this morning, and what he said about it was not only just was it a great quarter and they beat, but their margins are high enough that it's clear that they're sandbagging the quarter, right? So that was really good. They're sandbagging the quarter, meaning they could have done better. I know. I like the coffee. Music's still on. No, we're bonding. We're bonding. Are we bonding? Yeah, there I am. Oh, they were from before. What's up, Simply? What's up, Nick? Dude, they're the only things that I can buy. Usually I have like stuff made. They're the only people that I can buy like off the rack. And even them, sometimes it's weird, but their stuff's like really good. And it's not expensive stuff either. But like, if you're like an athletic fit, you got to go to that store. They do an excellent job. Like for fit wise, they really do. What's up, Simply? Yeah, he did. Agreed. What's going on, Albano? This is father son. I have a lot of their stuff. You can go to their site. It's not expensive stuff, but if you have any kind of like athletic build at all, dude, like their stuff's just awesome. Sweaters, everything. Their pants make me uncomfortable because they do like that tight pant look. I just don't think I'm not going to do that. But they're like their shirts and everything. They're great. I can't do the tight jeans. It looks. I'm just not comfortable with myself. What's up, Vincent? JD. I think you got some issues over there, man. What time is it? Oh, I'm gonna have to jump. All right. I wouldn't touch this. I don't like what happened with Baba either. And no one's talking about it, but I don't like what's going on there at all. I'm going to have to go, guys. I use 3 different platforms, Christy. I use Thinkorswim, but I use them through another bolt-on system called Das Trader, so I don't have to use Thinkorswim. I have one account or one process where I can just trade with wherever on the street, and then it just all goes to one aggregate account, and then I compartmentalize those accounts, and then I have IBKR. But I use multiple outlets. IBKR to me, it's like when things went down recently, like once again, it just stood out. What's up, Eric? I don't like how it acted. They need to, they're pushing, they're definitely going to push that stuff today. Texas is booming, dude. Booming. That was one of the places I looked at. I actually looked at Dallas a lot. At doing something there. I was really sure in the first day when it went up. I'm curious what I did was bear short. Just because of the data. Yeah, I don't like the way it looks right now. I don't like the way Bitcoin looks at all. PLTR is just grinding. Chart looks great. Let's get to the end of this. You think Lulu's next? I don't know. $90 shirts for dude. Yeah, they do. Mr. Pickle, what's up? Dude, their Christmas blend, I'll spend $7.50 for their Christmas blend. It smells like Christmas. Who doesn't like Christmas? Communists. All right, I got to go. Trade to win.